So have you ever stopped to think about how we're going to feed a world with billions and billions more people? Well, the answer might not be what you expect. It's not about finding more land, it's about finding more data. Today, we're digging deep into precision agriculture, a tech revolution that is completely changing farming as we know it. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with a number that's, well, it's pretty staggering. By the year 2050, the global population is expected to hit 9.6 billion. You heard that right. That's more than 1.5 billion extra people who are all going to need to eat.
And yeah, that leads us to the big question, doesn't it? To keep up with that demand, experts say global food production basically has to double. So how in the world are we supposed to pull that off? Well, the answer might just be what a lot of people are calling the third great agricultural revolution. We're talking about a leap beyond just tractors and better seeds. We're moving into an era of farming that is incredibly efficient because it's driven by data.
Just to put this in perspective for you, think about this. Back in the early 1900s, mechanization, the first tractors, let one farmer feed about 26 people. Big step. Then in the 60s, the Green Revolution came along with better crop genetics, and suddenly that one farmer could feed 156 people. A huge jump. Now, with precision agriculture, the goal is for one single farmer to feed 265 people. That's just a massive leap in productivity, all without needing more land.
So what is this new revolution really? At its heart, it's a fundamental shift. We're moving away from farming based on tradition and gut feelings and toward farming with cold, hard data. It's a whole new playbook for growing food.
Okay, the official definition here sounds a little textbooky, I know. But the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. Instead of treating a huge field as one single thing, precision agriculture uses technology to see and manage all the little differences within it, sometimes down to a single square foot.
And what that really means is, those beautiful rolling green fields we picture in our minds, that's only half the story. The other half is this huge, invisible layer of data that is changing absolutely everything.
And this is where it gets really cool. You're not just looking at a field here, you're looking at it through the eyes of technology. These are false color images taken by drones or satellites, and they show stuff the human eye could never ever see. Like which specific spots are stressed, which parts are thrusty, and which are absolutely thriving. It's like having agricultural X-ray vision.
So how does a farmer make sense of all this information? It all gets pulled together into something called a Geographic Information System, or GIS. And you can pretty much think of it as the central brain of the whole farm. It takes all the data from sensors, images, tractors, and turns it into one smart, actionable map.
And the toolkit to make this happen? It's seriously advanced. We're talking about hyper-accurate GPS that knows where a tractor is down to the inch. Then you've got all kinds of sensors on the ground and drones in the air gathering data. All of that info then powers what's called variable rate technology, which lets machines treat different parts of a field differently. And of course, telematics keeps track of all the equipment. Here's a perfect example of it in action. See that device on the tractor? That's an optical sensor. As the tractor drives, it's constantly scanning the plants, measuring light reflection to see how healthy they are. It instantly calculates exactly how much nitrogen they need and tells the spreader behind it to apply the perfect amount, meter by meter. No guesswork, no waste, just pure, data-driven efficiency. Drones, of course, have become a total game changer. They fly over these massive fields with special cameras that can see light waves we can't. The images they grab are then stitched together into these incredibly detailed maps that can pinpoint problem areas with just stunning accuracy. All this tech is obviously impressive, but what's the point? What does it actually do for us? Well, it turns out that making our fields smarter isn't just good for a farmer's bottom line, it's way better for the planet too. This slide really gets to the heart of the difference. Think about it. Traditionally, a farmer would just spray the same amount of fertilizer over an entire 100-acre field. But with precision farming, a machine might give a heavy dose to one corner that needs it, a really light dose to the middle, and maybe none at all to another spot, all based on real-time data. And that leads to two huge wins. First, the economic one. The farmer saves a ton of money. You're not wasting expensive fertilizer, water, or fuel. And second, the environmental win. Because you're using less, you get far less harmful chemical runoff into our rivers and streams. The farm's footprint just shrinks. It's that classic win-win situation. And look, this isn't just some sci-fi concept. It's happening right now, all over the globe. The US and Canada were really the pioneers here, driven by maximizing efficiency and profits. In Europe, countries like the UK and France jumped on board early, Argentina has been a leader in Latin America since way back in the 90s. And even in China, where smaller farms make it a challenge, it's become a huge national priority.
But as incredible as all this is, believe it or not, we're really just scratching the surface. This whole foundation of precision agriculture is now paving the way for a farm that doesn't just react to what's happening, it actually predicts it.
And this right here, this is the next quantum leap, the fully connected farm. It's the Internet of Things come to life in a field. You've got soil sensors talking to the irrigation system, weather stations telling the drones where to fly, and the farmer is in the middle of it all, monitoring and controlling the entire symphony from a smartphone. Every piece is talking to every other piece.
And when you have all that data flowing, you go beyond just automation. You get to prediction. We're talking about robots that can spot and pluck a single weed before it even has a chance to grow. We're talking about sensors on livestock that can predict an illness days before any symptoms show up. And this is where machine learning comes in. The AI that sifts through all this data to tell a farmer what's going to happen next and exactly what to do about it.
And hey, if you want proof that this is the real deal, just follow the money. Over $4.6 billion has been invested in what everyone is calling ag tech. This is not some little niche market. This is a massive bet on transforming one of the oldest human activities there is.
So all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question, right? As our farms become these high-tech ecosystems of sensors, robots, and predictive AI, what does it even mean to be a farmer anymore? The role is changing from someone who works the land to someone who manages a complex data stream. It's a transformation that won't just decide how we feed the world, but it might just redefine our entire relationship with the land itself.